So we are at the beautiful Floral Pavilion in New Brighton because Sex in Suburbia is on tonight. In fact, they're setting up in the auditorium right now, so we're outside. But don't worry if you've missed it this time. It's coming back to Liverpool, to the Empire Theatre at the end of March for a couple of dates. But before she goes on tonight, we thought we'd grab the star of the show, Miss Claire Sweeney, to have a little chat. Claire, how are you?
I'm good, Ellie.
It's good to see you, and it's good to see you looking so well. So, Sex in the Suburbia, tell us all about it.
Okay, it started off, I was doing a show called Tell Me on a Sunday, which is a one-woman show. It's an Andrew Lloyd Webber show, and it's about a woman looking for love in all the wrong places.
Okay.
And it was kind of the mirror image of my life at the time. I was going on loads of disastrous dates, and oh God, I get myself into all sorts of situations. And I used to tell my producer, and he used to laugh his head off. Yeah. And he said, Claire, you've got to start writing these stories down. He said, they're brilliant. Yeah. He said, start writing them down. So I did. He said, I'm going to commission you to do a show.
Okay.
So I said, okay, well, I don't want to write on my own. So I decided to write with my friend Mandy Muden, who's a comedian, magician. Yeah. And we started writing together. And 2 years later, and a lot of hard work, we got a show.
So 2 years on, that's how long it took to write this? That's crazy.
She was working on cruises and I was off on tours with different shows. It was a case of getting together when we could and making it happen.
And how did you know when it was finished, when it was ready to go on theatre?
We didn't. It was just kind of a deadline. And then when we had a script together, we thought, well, we don't know if it's funny. We're funny in our front room after a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah. But are we going to be funny in front of 2,000 women every night? And thankfully, it was. You know, they liked it.
Yeah. So those who don't know, what is the story behind it? What happens in the show?
Well, what it was just a series of sketches and funny things that had happened. Like, one of my mates was married to this really big, like, rugby-type bloke.
Okay, well, I like them.
Yeah, well, she did as well, and lovely Irish fella. And she comes home and she sees him dancing around the front room in her rah-rah skirt. And I was like...
A big rugby player.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said... And he just laughed it off and pretended it was a joke. And I went, do you get it now, like 10 years on, 15 years on? She said, yeah, no, now it was all wrong. But we thought, okay, well, let's look into this. What would happen? You'd think the relationship would be over. So I started researching women who live with cross-dressing men. Yeah. And there was loads of happy couples. And I thought,
you loved it?
Yeah. So we've written this really funny story about a woman who hates her husband. He's misogynist, he's sexist. And he's called Mike. She comes home, she finds him in a frock, and he's called Audrey.
Okay.
But she prefers Audrey to Mike.
Oh, wow, okay.
Right? Every Wednesday, Audrey bouffants her hair, paints her nails Empress red. They watch the British Bake Off together, and they have a ball, and Audrey saves their marriage.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
It's a beautiful love story, actually. It's quite touching.
It sounds really good. So in Sex and Suburbia, you start as a relationship expert on the radio show. So I got some of my mates to let me know some of their dramas, and they asked me to get Claire Sweeney to give them some advice. So this is Claire Sweeney Says. So my mate Natalie is off to Ladies' Day. It's coming up with all the girls. Now her mate's fella has now decided that all the lads are going to go as well. As much as Natalie loves a fella, she really, really wants a girls' day out. She doesn't want the boys around. So what should she do?
Just avoid him. I mean, I've been the National. It's massive, isn't it? There's thousands of people. You could easily get lost. Okay. And you know, if you see him, just hide.
Yeah, hide. Big hats.
Big hats. Hide. Get amongst another gang of blokes. He won't notice you. You know, just
don't let him catch you with another gang of blokes.
Exactly.
That's a big one. Okay, great. So, the next one is my mate Phil. He's met an absolute stunner online. The problem is she's a solicitor and she's quite well to do. He's not, but he's told her that he's a trainee doctor. He's actually a trainee brickie. The first date is next week. What should he do?
Kill her with kindness. Oh. Kill her with humour. Women love someone who can make them laugh. Yeah. Okay, you might not be a solicitor, but you know what? You can make that into a really funny... You can just be vulnerable as well. Yes. If you can just say to her, look, I didn't think I was up to your standard, you know, and I really like you, and I wanted to... I didn't want you to knock me back. Just give me a chance. Let's have a date. I work hard.
Yeah.
You know,
be honest.
Be upfront, be honest, and just be lovely and charming and funny with her.